3, 2, 1. Bing! And we're live. Oh, that's it this way. Camera's backwards. Hey, everybody, it's me, Peter. Just going to do, this is a part movie review and submitting this for SSSVEDA Vlog Every Day in April for Amy Landino's Savvy Sexy Social. This is the 10th anniversary of her. She's done the Savvy Sexy Social. Other people probably do Veda, but she promotes it as well. Yeah, so like I said, saw Ready Player One. Quick note too, if you're here and new, don't forget, hit subscribe and hit notifications, because I do post normally on a weekly basis, but right now I'm going to try doing monthly. I'm sneaking this one under the wire. It's 4 to midnight, Daylight Saving Time, Eastern Standard Time, so let's do this real quick. Yeah, so I got bored today. I was in a bit of a mood. I thought, I want to go see a movie. I got some money for Easter, and I got some movie points, so I thought, you know what, let's go see Ready Player One. I ended up seeing it in 3D, which I didn't really want to, but if I wanted to go see it in 2D, I would have to go across town, and I really didn't want to. And the theater where I was having my coffee, where I normally do, if you follow me, and I like going to Milestones for my ganache tort. Every so often, it's my treat. There's a theater like in the same building, so I figured, screw it, I'll go there. Again, I will post the card to why I don't like 3D. It wasn't too bad this time. I thought because a lot of dark scenes, the way it's shot, I thought maybe, but what I found this time, there's a bit of a wow or distortion when you're looking at it. It feels like the objects aren't like this. They're kind of like offset. Really weird, but I managed to go through it. What I didn't like about it was it took me a while to go. I had to go like this for one of the characters. I'm going like, isn't that Simon? I'm like with the 3D goggles on. Is that Simon Pegg? Yeah, it's Simon Pegg. Go figure. Anyway, I'm going to quickly rattle off who's in this. So, of course, it's directed by Mr. Steven Spielberg. It was written by Zach Penn and Ernest Cline, who's also the author of the book Ready Player One. Now, people who have read Ready Player One will say the movie's not like the book, and I've heard because of the nature of the book, they sort of maybe social mediaized it a bit, because I guess, the reference of the book were done, and vice versa. There was the 80s music, there was a lot of Easter eggs and shout outs to everything from, if you've seen the trailers, you've got the DeLorean from Back to the Future, you got Iron Giant, basically any kind of video game reference, whether you're younger or older, you're going to say, oh, there's that, everything from Mario to Zelda to, I even saw the 60s Batmobile in the car race in the beginning, so a little spoiler, but yeah, there's all these little bing, bing, bing. Everybody's going to say like, oh, I know that, I know that. It's not as bad as a lot of people said. A lot of people said it's kind of lame. The story that's happening outside, let's go back here again. Yeah, the story that's happening outside of the VR world called the Oasis, it's kind of so-and-so. Oh yeah, I forgot to go through the list of characters real quick here. We've got Ty Sheridan, who actually I didn't know. He played Cyclops in X-Men Apocalypse, but he's not a strong actor. Maybe in time he will be. He wasn't too strong in this one. Olivia Cook, I haven't seen her and stuff, but she was a good actress in this. She had good chemistry with Ty. Ben Mendelsohn plays the evil man, Sorrento, who is actually, you find out later on, he wasn't the partner of the Ginormous Games or whatever it's called. They gave it some really fictitious, weird name for the gaming company. But yeah, he was part of the process, and now he's the CEO and in charge of the Six, they call it. We've got Lena Waite. She plays H, which is what you see her mostly. Actually, that's a bit of a spoiler in that, but yeah, she plays one of Ty's friends. Got TJ Miller in voice only. Like I said, Simon Pegg, he plays one of the gaming partners. Like I said, it was hard to identify him right away, and then I'm like, oh yeah, because he dropped his accent or added an American accent and had a wig on and that kind of thing, so it looked totally different. And then a couple of times, like, oh yeah, it's him. And Mark Rylance plays the creator Halliday, who's basically created this gaming thing. And the way they put it, and the authors put it, it's basically it's Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, mixed in with video games. So basically, whoever finds the 3 golden keys within the game as Easter eggs, they will unlock the magic secret, and they will become owners of the company. So that was kind of a, that was the backstory of the whole thing. And basically, the whole movie is just like trying to find those golden keys. Of course, the corporation doesn't want it; they want the golden keys, so they can take over the company full time. They don't want anybody interfering with that kind of thing. So overall, wasn't bad. Like I found it was like too much. Like in the beginning there was a race car scene, and it was like, again, the graphics. That's what I find with everything now. And I said this before about CGI. I don't mind CGI, but when it's overly done, it's like, because how much stuff can we render? How much, I guess if you're a millennial or if you're younger, you can facilitate like a lot of stuff on the screen. But I always find, like when Avatar, I think, was one of the first ones to do it too. I find when you throw too much on the screen, you sort of take away from everything. Like, show us, if you're going to do a CGI world or something, like, show us how grand. I mean, there are some nice scenes where you just see like nobody running around, but just these grand vistas, places for the gamers to run around. The whole world is basically open sandbox kind of idea. There are certain places you go and you game and in the oasis. So that kind of looked neat. There's like a dance club you see later on that has been shown on the trailer. So a lot of it looked good, but I find, I guess because we can render so much information on the screen, they just try to see like how much. And I actually read somebody on Rotten Tomatoes, one of the critics basically said he went to the IMAX and he was still, his optic nerves are still recovering for the visual overload, because there is a lot of stuff they threw. When there's gaming sequences, they throw as much on as they can. If it's just character interaction within the oasis, then it's just down to the characters. Like you'll have, Ty's character Z, and you'll have H, and you'll have, Olivia Cook's character. They're all just, there, and you can focus on that, and you get to see sort of what's surrounding them, and you get to see, oh, they're Easter egg, because every scene has Easter eggs. And somebody actually said somewhere online too, like they lost count of the Easter eggs. There's so many of them. And again, too, it's depending when you're born. Like I'm born in '63, so like I said, I saw the '60s Batmobile, but then I saw, oh yeah, I know these other, gaming references and movie references, and I've heard from other people say. So yeah, it's not a bad movie. Pretty good. Could have been a lot better. Like I said, character development, acting, it's kind of so. We got a lot of tropes of, our main character lost his parents. They explain why he's living with his aunt, and of course she's got an abusive boyfriend, so we know where that's going to go. The other thing I thought was sad too, it takes place in 2045 in Columbus, Ohio. And for those of you who are following on the SSSVEDA line and vlog like a bus, Amy Landino is from Columbus, Ohio. I've seen pictures from her apartment when she shows her vista when she's filming her vlogs. And Columbus, Ohio is a beautiful place. I cannot see it turning into, in less than 30 years, turning into a trailer park with, trailer park buildings on top of each other, making these sort of man-made skyscrapers with junk piles and that kind of thing. Like, really, mankind's going to nosedive. I shouldn't say anything because I was just thinking about that too when you watch 60 Star Trek and they said, oh, there's a eugenics war with, Khan Noonien and Singh shows up in the 90s. Well, we've passed the 90s. There has been no eugenics war. There was no World War III. We've come close to a few scrapes across the globe, but not at that level. So again, sometimes, sci-fi writers can sometimes miss the mark. I even saw it with H.G. Wells and other ones where you see the time machine and thought, oh yes, in 1960 something, the world's going to go this way. It's like, no, it's not going to go that way at all. So, but yeah, and like I said in the beginning, it was a bit of an overload sense, really wise. I want to maybe go see it in 2D so I can take it in more and maybe catch more Easter eggs and watch the story more enjoyable, just in regular D. Mendelssohn's got to give it up being a villain. I looked that up too. I didn't see the last Robin Hood with Russell Crowe, but he played the Sheriff of Nottingham in that one. He was the bad guy in Rogue One, and I felt he was chewing the scenery too much, and him too. I don't know if he's a good actor or not, or just he likes being campy and hammy and going, I'm the bad guy. It's a little too much. But it actually was a weak villain in this too. He's like, I'm gonna get you kids. It was almost like watching Scooby-Doo. If it wasn't for you meddling kids, I would have taken over the world kind of thing in the gaming industry. So like Spielberg, it did have a happy ending, which was good. But it's big, boy meets girl in the virtual reality. It's been a while again since I've been a young guy, but I don't mean being that giddy when I meet a girl like, oh my God. That's how Ty Sheridan was in some of the scenes. But sometimes when he's outside of the virtual reality, he's not as goofy. He's a little stronger, which is weird that, he's stronger in the one reality, but when he goes in virtual reality, he's a bit goofier. And eventually he does find his footing. He does become the hero of the day. And, if you've seen, it is in the trailer too, so not spoiling. There's one, who's with me? We're going to take down these guys. So again, it's about the little guy trying to beat out the big guy. People against corporations trying to take over everything, trying to ruin games, that kind of thing. So, but yeah, not bad. I give it a 3 out of 5 on Stardust. Gave a quick little review there. So yeah, if I go see it again, I may give a full proper review with cards, that kind of thing. But yeah, I'm going to just do this one for now because and we'll see you in the next review. Take it easy.